Hello, beautiful seekers of planet Earth and star seeds hanging out here. How are you? Thank you so much for joining me. If you're new, my name is Morgane. This is the Existential Shift. This will be a Satsang-like online thing where you get to just ask me spiritual questions, and I ask them for free. Okay, I answer them. I answer them for free. In a way, I kind of ask myself. That's true. Please don't try to play with it. I also give you an option for personal question. If this is a personal question that applies to you, you may send $45 through PayPal or Venmo. Everything you need to know, the information is below in the description and here in the chat. If I have moderators, magic hands, I see a moderator that is also a patron. Hi, Heather. Thank you for joining me. If you can mention that to people as they join and explain to them spiritual questions that apply to the collective, right? If you phrase a personal question as if it's a spiritual question, I'll know. Okay, so personal questions, see description or chat or ask a moderator, they'll explain it to you. Spiritual questions, I that will benefit the collective, just write it in the chat and I will answer to the best of my ability. And thank you for the trust. I can already see, hi Maria, thank you so much for the super chat for the 20 BGN. I see you told me your date of birth. I'll tap into that right now. So that's another option. You can also super chat any donation, any amount you want, but in the super chat, you write your date of birth, month by word, and then the number for the day, and then the number of the year. And I'll try to tap into your energy and give you a general message for that. Okay. So just to reiterate, spiritual questions that benefit the collective, free of charge. If anyone is willing, please, either during this live or afterwards, if you're watching as a recording, to timestamp the spiritual questions, the question that will help other people. Please write down the question on your own note and timestamp the time, and then later on comment as a comment below the video. Not in the chat, but as a comment below the video with the timestamps. That would be super helpful for me and for viewers later on that would want to know my answer to the questions that will come up. So that is for the spiritual questions. Personal questions, $45 for PayPal or Venmo. You have the links. And general message based on your date of birth, any super chat donation, and mention your date of birth. I think we're good, right? Do we have it covered? Great. So I see a lot of you are in the chat already. Hi, Maria. Hi, Heather. Hi, Jessica. I see some of you have written questions. That's great, but be discerning. If you know that it's a personal question, you know what you need to do. Okay, Maria, let's just start. Let's just go straight into it. You are a Taurus, May 7th, 1988. Okay, let me kind of shift my energy from the introduction to you. So, sorry, I'm yattering numbers in Hebrew. That helps me. Hold on. Let me just have it in front of me in the paper. 5, 7, 8. Maria. Okay. So, Maria, you're exceptionally, hi, Green Apple, thank you for joining. So, Maria, you're exceptionally sensitive physically. Now, what do I mean by that? It doesn't mean that you're physically weak, not at all. You could have physical strength. It's not to do with that, but it's Taurus rules the senses, right? 7 is a very spiritual, hypersensitive, rules the neurosystem, right? So when you feel something emotionally, when you pick up on energetic and emotional nuance from others, which you do regularly all the time. You're like a sponge. It affects your entire neurological system. So you can get either neuronic or sensitive or sick, or strong and energetic and vibrant, depending on what you pick up from your environment. Now, here's the good news. Because of the 7, it also gives you, and the 8 here, it also gives you an exceptional ability to discern which one is your energy, which one is someone else's energy. If you still don't know how to do that, you're not tapped into your talent. Work on that. Okay, but you have an inherent talent to understand this is something that I'm feeling right now versus this is something that I'm picking up from the outside. You gotta learn to really, really surrender to that aspect within you. And if you feel like you're physically fatigued or confused or wired because of what you pick up from your environment, change the environment, take a break, work on stronger defense mechanisms. You can't let it affect you unless you're actively going into like a session where you're trying to help someone or pick up on someone's energy, with their permission, of course, and then you set up energetic boundaries and protection that allows you to pick up on their energy but not soak it and make it your own. Does that make sense? Speaking of making it your own, this kind of reminds me, I don't know if you've seen the show, is it Bewitched? It's not the original Bewitched. It might have a different, oh my God, I forget the name. It's on Netflix. It's about 3 sister witches. Anyway, one of them, Maggie, in the last season, the most recent season, I'm sorry if I'm going to, it's not, it won't ruin anything for you. It's not a big deal. But she learns that one of her, Charmed, yes, Charmed. Thank you, Heather. One of her superpowers is the ability to tap into someone else's superpowers and make it their own. Like literally channel someone else's talents and powers. So you have that power. Now, obviously, it's not as cinematic as it is as they make it on television, but you can definitely work with that. And I recommend that you do. So that's the message for you based on your date of birth. Let me know if it resonates and if it helps. Also, 2022, you're in a year where you're finalizing a lot of things. You're ending a 9-year cycle. You're in your 9th year in your numerology. And endings that will honor the endings this year. They are very powerful. They are not meant to stay. Just finalize the circles and make room for next year that will be year number 1, which will initiate a lot of new beginnings. Okay? That's it. Okay, I'm scrolling up in the chat. And guys, please don't wait for one question to end to put in your question. Just do it, and I will scroll and go one by one by their, by whenever they do it. And especially if you have a private question, just roll them in. I'll see it. I'm not going to skip it. If you wait until I finish someone else's question, this will take forever, and it makes no sense. Okay. Hello, Iona. Maria, you're amazing. Thank you. You're amazing. I appreciate that. I'm glad it resonates. Hi, SP. Thank you for liking and subscribing and joining. I appreciate you. Everyone who's joining. Okay. Heather, thank you for the $10 super chat. December 13, 1978. Okay, let me quickly just write it down. So. And moderators and everyone who knows what's going on, if you see someone not getting it, explain it to them, because it's probably innocent and they just don't know. Okay, so explain to them how to do, if they want to ask this type of question or that type of question. I can't constantly re-explain to everyone who joins. It will take away from the messages. It will exhaust me. Please do it for me. If you're a formal moderator, especially, but even if you're not a formal moderator, do the moderating work and I will make you a moderator. or I will just be grateful regardless. Okay, so thank you for the super chat, Heather. $10, and you are December 13, 1978. You are a Sagittarius and an Ophiuchus. Maria, yes, you can. So let me, Heather, December 13, 1978. Let me sit with it for 1 second, okay, Heather? 3, 4, 5. Okay, Heather. Heather, you are a witch. You are a witch. You have healing abilities. Now it's interesting because whenever you're dealing with healing someone or helping someone, you have infinite patience. You can go on forever with tolerance and acceptance and empathy and compassion. Everything else in your life, very, very saggy, and a grasshopper. If you learn to integrate your the personality that you express when you're helping someone into your daily mundane life, that's when your power will have room to flow in you. Because right now, because there is a dissonance between how you behave in one thing and how you behave in another, how your soulful potential is versus how your avatar behavior is. Thank you, Maria. I'll be with you in a sec. Versus how your avatar personality is, your chi, your life force, your powers can't flow easy and in fluidity and express themselves in the world. You are in resistance within yourself. Every time you walk in the world, I want you to imagine, even if you're not doing any healing or helping anyone, you're just interacting with someone in the grocery store, with a friend, chatting, whatever, dating, I don't know, whatever. Bring in that healer personality, that level of compassion, tolerance, acceptance, and alchemy. You have, your total is 14. It's very temperance. You're able to, with communication, very Libra-like, by the way, like understand different energies and bridge between worlds. Hello, Widow's Wisdom, Soul Flower, thank you for joining. And guys, be sure you have to be subscribed, press the bell button, and like the video in order to ask any question. And thank you. Back to Heather. Okay, what tackles you a little bit, what holds you back is you can be quite childish sometimes. And childish, I mean, like you take things people say personally, as if it's about you or because of you or for you. Remember that people say things out of themselves and about themselves. So when you stop taking things personally, when you stop bringing the impatient aspect in you to life and do the opposite, bring the healer aspect in you to everything else in your life and let it kind of integrate in everything, you'll discover abilities that you didn't know you had. Okay, you're a Fucus and you have 13 for the day. And you have 7 in your year. There's a lot of spiritual and energy work going on here. You're transmuting and channeling a lot of energies at once, and it's like a hurricane. And you don't know, because you don't know how to work with them. Because you already want to know how to work with everything. You're impatient to the process. This is what will help you vicariously outside in. Practice a martial art, a traditional martial art, not boxing or MMA, a traditional martial art. And let it like torture you with the slow process in it. Don't go to a McDojo. Go to a real dojo that is very, very specific about the process and about the foundations, and that the kind that will force you to do one movement for a very long time. Okay? Yes, wax on, wax off. Exactly. That would really trickle to everything else in your life and really get you there. All right? Good luck. Okay. Okay, Jesse, yes, I know you've been a subscriber forever. Thank you, and I really appreciate your consistent support. Okay, so Maria, thank you for the super chat. 20. Is that Belgian? What is that? What is BGN? Forgive me for not being familiar. September 22, 1989. Kirill. Ooh, this person is either very physically strong and or have incredible stamina. It's your brother. Incredible stamina, endurance, perseverance. This person, when your brother wants to do something, nothing can stop him, which is why he needs to be very cautious when it comes to his reasons. Before he goes on any journey or mission, he needs to sit and be very honest with himself why he wants to do it and where it's coming from. Oh, it's Bulgarian. Cool. Your brother will go through an incredible amount of huge challenges in his life. It's to make him master. He has mastery in him. He can master many things. He needs to stop complaining about whatever difficulty comes to his life. And I'm not saying it with patronization. I completely understand. It's very difficult. It's a very difficult life path, but very inspiring. And he can become a public speaker and teach from the things he learned from his experiences. And if he arrives into a leadership position without going through the subordinate roles, like if he doesn't start from the bottom and work his way up, he'll fail. He'll fail in those leadership positions because he has to carry a lot of empathy and compassion and wisdom when it comes to working with people who are subordinate to him. He has to find an incredibly delicate silver lining balance between being a leader and being a part of the people. So he needs to work his way up. Those are leadership positions that he earns from going through the journey, the process, and the different positions and the work and the companies and the thing will make him very strong and loved. No, it's not. It's not for birthday. It's not like a happy birthday to. Oh yeah, date of birth. Yeah, you're right, Heather. In a way. And if you want to write down the links to PayPal and Venmo, you can find them in the comment that I pinned above. And you can just copy paste what I wrote in the first comment that I pinned, and copy paste it to the chat every now and then. That would be helpful. If you just copy paste my pinned comment and put it in the chat. And thank you for doing that regardless. Maria, was that applicable to your brother? Does that sound like him? Thank you, Chaos Cat. I'll be right with you. And please block Mr. Thing in a sock. Yeah, it is. It does sound like him. Cool. So there's a way. So Heather, just so you know, you can hide the person from the channel in general. Oh, I think you did that. Cool. Okay, let me see if I missed anyone. Kat, I'll be right with you. I just want to scroll up for a second. Maria, just one last thing for your brother. This year is very important for him to initiate something that he wants to do. Like something big in his life that he feels mission inclined about. Start this year in 2022. In September, after his birthday. Between the end of September to the end of 2022, October, November, December, that's when he should initiate whatever this is. And not wait for next year. All right. Heather, don't just delete their messages by the single message. Just hide him from channel. Hide him from the channel completely. Okay. Chaos Cat, thank you for the $10 super chat. Your birthday is May 6, 1975. Another Taurus. Okay. Girl, I just need to make sure that I make the right calculation before I start talking. Wow. Okay, first of all, you're 33. I don't know if you know this. You're 33 master number total of your date of birth. And it's 33 that is made of 22 and 11. Now, I happen to know that you've also experienced a loss. Unfortunately, major life events are a part of the life of people who have master numbers. It's not the first time you've experienced something big. Kat, you chose one hell of a ride. Literally. So 33, and that's something I share because Morgaine in Babylon numerology, my name is 33, and my total name plus my last name in Babylon numerology is 44. May Goddess help me. But to apply this to your date of birth, 33. So 33 is Christ consciousness. Okay, now the way to attain, now this has nothing to do with religion. You don't need to be either Christian or Muslim or Jewish or pagan or atheist. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. 33 is Christ consciousness, the archetype. And in order to be able to help people with things, you got to understand what they're going through. So often people will sign up for, souls who sign up for paths like that. Thank you, Isabelle. I'll be right with you. Have to endure a lot of stuff throughout their life in order to make them wiser when it comes to how they can help others. They experience something, they heal through it, and then they're able to have the wisdom and the capacity to help others. So you chose a very meaningful life path. Often it means that you've been around for a while, that you're that your soul carries a lot of knowledge, that the fact that it's able to go through certain events and transmute them into power and into healing. That requires, it's a muscle, it's a spiritual muscle that you've trained. So please be easy on yourself. These things take time. Mastery takes time. Often these are late bloomers. It doesn't mean you're going to have misery in life, quite the opposite, because the bigger, the deeper the depths, the higher the mountain, right? You will also have miraculous events and incredible prosperity, hopefully, if you don't fall to the trap of Christ consciousness equals the corrupt interpretation of Jesus, aka we all must sacrifice ourselves. No. It's not about sacrificing yourself for others. It's about fighting for your life and fighting for other people's lives. Does that make sense? There's a difference. So learn Christ consciousness. Don't succumb to the I have to die for everyone's sins. He didn't want to do that shit. Okay? Don't fall to that. Just a spiritual idea of him. And Godspeed. I hope this was helpful. It's not about scaring you. Okay? It's a compliment, and I'm just sending you, and it explains certain things, and I'm sending you best wishes with that. Interesting, you mentioned 33, and I thought about my motorcycle jacket. It has 333 on the back. He said late bloomer. I was born a month late. That's actually extra confirmation. Babies that are born later, they had more time in the womb, and that affects your brain for the better. Okay. Let's go back up. Isabelle Reed. Thank you so much for the £8.99. But did you write? Oh, you did write me your birthday, December 4th. Another Ophiuchus/Saggy. You're welcome, Isabelle, and thank you. You guys are really into the numbers today. I haven't got a single personal question for the tarot or for channeling yet. That's cool. And no general spiritual questions. Come on, guys. If you don't want to put those super chats, that's amazing. But if you don't want to, also bring in some spiritual questions regardless. 1974. But you know what? Let's let this live go wherever it needs to go to. Sorry. I see you, Helen. I'll be right with you. Thank you so much. Okay. Isabelle. Tisha Centralist, 12/4/21. 343. Isabelle, the thing that tackles you is if you don't get what you want and you pull a tantrum. Now, here's the tricky part. You never tell yourself that you're pulling a tantrum, nor do you admit that you pull tantrums. You give spiritual reasons as to why you're so upset for not getting what you want. There's a sense of entitlement with the universe, meaning wanting to manifest, and then if it doesn't work out, then being upset with the universe or being upset with yourself. Or the thing about creation and manifestation is if it aligns with universal desires, it becomes the desire of the universe, and so it's automatic. And you will receive it. It will be granted, and it will be in a flow. However, if it yes, it's true. Okay. However, if it's in contradiction to what your own higher self and spirit wants for you, if it's contradiction to the big puzzle, you're not going to get it. And it's not about you or against you or in regards to you. Certain things are bigger than us and our wishes. Now, it's good to have wishes. It's good to have desires. Your desires show you where you wish to aim. But if you don't get something in a timely manner, in the way you perceive timely manner, the way you want it, you respond not so well. And that keeps failing you. Okay, and more than that, it fails your relationships. Let's just set an understanding that you're not entitled to anything. You are worthy of love, of respect, of opportunity, of being treated equally at first. But then you got to prove it. And on top of the energetic desires and manifestation, there has to come actions, very solid, consistent actions in order to build that manifestation. It's not enough just to want or to say, okay, or to do something for a month and then stop and then like, well, why didn't it come in? Some things require longer time. work on the advice that I have for you is attune with nature and look at plants and seasons and how everything that happens and blooms relies on something that precedes it. Okay? I'm sorry. Heather, do you mind doing me a favor? Love, thank you for doing this. See the pinned comment. I'm gonna copy paste it now. And just copy paste that one every time. See here what I'm doing here? This one. Just copy paste that one because this one comes also with the links. That would be super helpful. So I posted it here again in the chat. So try doing that. And if you can't, you can't. But thank you. Only if you can. Thanks. Sorry, Isabelle. Okay, so that was the message. If you observe nature's behavior and see how everything needs to precede something for it to happen and occur, that's the manifestation you need to learn first, and then manifestation will occur faster for you. But you have to grasp this first, and it will take you time, unfortunately, because you've been in it for a long time in this mechanism. Set foundations. This is the year to connect to solid foundations and to patience. I hope this was helpful, and thank you so much for your super chat. Helen, date of birth August 11th, 1969. Thank you, Helen. I appreciate you. You've been around the channel for so long. Thank you for your consistent support. Let me write it down. August 11, 1969. And my life, thank you for the 10 Canadian dollars. I'll be right with you. It won't let you, Heather. That's fine. No worries. Okay. Hold on. I'm just checking something in the chat. Okay, let's just go for this first. Heather, not Heather, Helen. Right? Yeah, Helen. Okay. Helen, August 11th. Okay. Helen, you cannot afford to not be completely honest in your dealings. Hi, Missy. Thank you for joining. Missy is both a patron and a channel member. And so is Heather. And hi, Black Lotus Oracle. Thank you for joining. And thank you for helping, Heather. Okay, Helen, I'm so sorry. You have to be always very, very honest. You can't afford to have white lies, small lies, little deceptions, little things. Everything you do generates incredible amount of karma, more than others. I don't know why it's part of your path. It just is. You have to be very truthful all the time. If you're in an environment where it's unsafe for you to be truthful, don't be there. Don't be there. If you're vigilant and consistent about constantly being very, very see-through and clear with all your dealings, and I'm not saying that you're deceitful, by the way. Most people have the privilege to have white lies, to do little things here and there, and they don't get caught. If you do something the slightest that is inauthentic or insincere, you get caught, you get punished for it, above the proportions, way disproportionate, right? Seems completely unfair. It is unfair, and yet somehow with your karmic journey, it is fair. Okay, so Helen, let me know if you're here and if you're resonating. And yeah, let truth be your torch always. And it needs to lead you in all your doings, especially financial doings and dealings. That resonates a lot. Cool. Okay. And if you want to pay karma sooner than later, and if you're willing, do double. For example, if just giving a simple example, if you owe someone money and it took you some time, by the time you get to pay them, give them 50% commission out of your own desire just for the time that they've waited. And tell them that. I know that you waited a long time. I'm sorry, here's extra. Things like that. Now, it doesn't have to be financial. It could be in other things, right? Things like that can be super helpful to speed up your karma. And please watch Karmic Shift and Liberation. It's either on Vimeo by the sign. Links are below all my videos, Karmic Shift and Liberation. Or you can have them for unlimited streaming on Patreon. On Patreon, my patrons have them for unlimited streaming. Watch your Karmic Shift and Liberation. I'm going to say this again, all of you. Karmic Shift and Liberation is a special project that I did that helps elevate you from karma to dharma. Through it, not around it. I'm not getting you can't evade it. I'm helping you through it. Okay? So do that. I hope this helped, Helen, and thank you for your super chat. Okay, next is my life. Thank you for the Canadian dollars, the 10 Canadian dollars. Hello, Morgane. Hello. My birthday is October 14, 1966. Okay, you beautiful Libra. Let's see. 10, 14, the 1966. Sonnenstein. So 1, 5, 22. Okay. Ravenwolf, I'll be right with you. Thank you. Oh my God, my life. I'm not saying my life, but the person who's asking, October 14th. Girl, boy, I don't know who you are, but you have been a scapegoat of a lot of bullshit from people. People throw responsibilities at you left and right, and you get blamed for their stuff. And it's been a theme in your life. And your challenge is to stand up to it. Never tolerate it in the name of spirituality or empathy or tolerance. I don't care how bad their situation is. I don't care if they're dying. I mean, I care, but I don't care how much pain they're in. Whatever it is that they're going through, nothing should be okay with throwing blame onto you or responsibility onto you. Never accept that. Immediately, as soon as someone, even if it's in the smallest things, as soon as someone points a finger at you and you know it's not true, even if it's really small and you're like, oh, I don't have energy to argue and it's not a big deal. It is a big deal. Immediately call it out out loud in front of them and to whoever they were saying this to. Clarify it immediately. Be hyper vigilant. Do you understand? It's very important. When you do that, you'll regain your power. A lot of your power has been taken from you. You're brilliant. You're a great mediator. You're very good with connecting people, with bringing peace to the situation. And because you're so good at that, often you sacrifice yourself for the name of harmony. Oh, so they yelled at me or gaslit me or deflected against me or blamed me or told someone that it was my fault. I don't care if it's your grandma. If your own grandma lies about you to avoid responsibility somehow, don't let that slide. My life, female hero, okay, hey girl, Yes, gaslighting has been a theme, very exhausted over the years. It's not just that, it's way more than gaslighting. People literally blame you for stuff like someone messed up at work. Oh, it was her. Someone that you don't know walks in front of you in the street and they throw trash on the floor. And someone's like, why did you throw trash on the floor? They're like, no, it was her. Okay? And you're letting it. You have been letting it. Stop. Good luck. Okay. Ravenwolf. Hi, Ravenwolf. Thank you for the $5. January 20th, 1980. Are you a Cappy or an Aqua? 1, 2, social nice. 9. So, 3. SB, you're asking a spiritual question about Reiki. So later I will answer that. And please remind me if I forget, because that's a spiritual question that maybe others might be interested in. So thank you for that. Okay, Cappy Ravenwolf. One second. Raven, you are so good with not, as a shapeshifter energetically, with people not really knowing who you are and what you are. They can't really pinpoint you. That even I can't pinpoint you. Like, this is how I'm pinpointing you, right? But it took me a moment. I was like, what's going on with this energy? Where is it? Are you doing that on purpose generally? I know you're not trying to hide anything from me. It's not what I'm saying. But like, is that some sort of energy work that you practice, or is just your nature? You're a very gifted shapeshifter. You know how to hide your energy. Okay. Ooh, that's fun and interesting. So in a past life, lady, I don't know if you know this, just your nature. Okay. Which aligns with something that is coming through from your past life. You did something, you maybe it was your work or your mission or whatever it is, where camouflage was big. You were able to camouflage yourself. It was like something that you learned how to do, and you did for whatever reason. I don't know who you were hiding from or why, but you took that talent into this lifetime. Be careful that it doesn't that you don't do it unintentionally without wanting to, because sometimes you want to be seen, and sometimes you want someone to know you, and sometimes you want to bring yourself into the table, right? So make sure that you have it under control and that you can turn it on and off, and it's not something that is, because you're a Capricorn, you definitely have, and you have 9 in your year. You can definitely ground yourself to a level of being very, very in the moment and very present as you are. It's very possible. So actively work on making sure that, okay, now I want to be seen and bring myself to the table, and you do that actively, intentionally. Now I want to be evasive or unseen. Okay, so that's the message that I have for you. It's a talent, it's a gift. Make sure it remains a gift and doesn't take over and sabotage anything for you. I bet different people will say completely different things about you. Some people will say, oh, I've known her for years and I don't even know if I know her. So in your close connections, try to practice expressing yourself. That's your path for this lifetime. Okay? I hope this helped. Okay, did I miss anything? Raven, I just answered you. I answered my life, and I answered Helen. Okay, if anyone has any other super chat for their date of birth, or if you want to have a question for the cards, I'll pull 3 cards and I'll do an in-depth reading for through PayPal. Let me know. But I'm also really enjoying these date of births readings, so it's really up to whatever it is that you prefer. In the meantime, as we wait for more questions, I'm going to answer SP question about Reiki. Reiki is from ancient Japanese culture, as far as I know the history. And I have Reiki 2. There's Reiki 1, there's Reiki 2, there's Reiki 3, and Master. When you reach master level in Reiki, that's when you basically an obligation to teach, to pass it forward. It's a form of self-healing. You can only heal others by being able to heal yourself. It kind of connects to the Christ consciousness idea, proper Christ consciousness idea, proper. And it's a form of healing that is done either with touch, if you're 1st degree, or when you're 2nd degree and up, you can do it from a distance. There are Reiki symbols with all kinds of applications for protection, for cleansing, for Reiki from a distance, chokure for protection, seiheki is for mental balance and clearing, Honsha Shonen is for opening a path between dimensions of past, present, future, and distance, geographical distance. But not in relation to Christianity, Missy, in relation to Christ consciousness, collective consciousness, and healing abilities, self-healing. And you can self-heal yourself using Reiki. It's something that you need a Reiki master to help you through it. Many people have it naturally. We all basically have it naturally, but over the generations, it got really suppressed, to say the least. We kind of lost our ability to self-heal. We forgot. So, sorry, 1 second. We kind of forgot. But it's there. And the way to reawaken it and trigger it is by having a Reiki master do the process for you. There are certain pressure points, energetic pressure points, meridians, and chakras that need to be worked on in order for the Reiki to flow through you, for you to be able to channel Reiki. Also, the healing energy of Reiki is energy from the cosmos, from source, the infinite source, that you channel through you as a vessel. It's not coming out of you. So if by the end of a Reiki session, it's okay to be a little bit tired, or tired because you're working on transmuting energies through you, that makes sense. But if you feel completely depleted, and as if someone else is feeling better and now you're feeling bad, if you're taking someone else's ailment, that's not good. Because the Reiki healing energy is not coming from you. You're not the source of the healing. You are the channel of healing from source. Does that make sense? And that kind of brings me to another point of it, where if someone gives you Reiki, they can't harm you. Reiki is never bad. You can't really infuse your own agenda or your desires into a Reiki session. Okay, you can, and also Reiki knows where to go. So even if I put my arm here, but it's not necessary here, the energy needs to come here, so it will find its way here. Reiki kind of guides the hands of the practitioner, and not so much so the other way around. Yeah, that's pretty much in general. And I really recommend to learn it or to study it. having healing properties in your hands is amazing. I studied Reiki over a decade ago, Reiki 1 and 2. I still have the diplomas from my teacher at the time. And every now and then I use it. I give myself a Reiki session. If anyone was to ask me, if a friend or someone would ask me, I would gladly help. Yep. Does it cleanse our energy and makes us think clearer? It's a part of it, definitely, SB. Okay, thank you so much for the details. I'm glad this helped. And thank you for your question. Okay. France here, look forward to becoming a member. All you have to do is press the join membership, join as a member, and you become a member. Channel members pay $1.99 a month as reciprocity for all the content that I upload here. And it's something you can cancel anytime, and it's very helpful, and it's great support of me and the channel and my work. So thank you to my channel members, and you also get badges. You get a star in the chat, so I notice you when you comment and in the chats because you're more evident. Okay, I'm gonna scroll up and see if there's anything that I missed. Raven, Reiki helps to clear the chakras and aura, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it helps balancing chakras that are out of alignment. If a chakra is overactive, it helps calm it down. If a chakra is underactive, it helps trigger it and bring it back. So in the physical system, there are 7 known chakras. From the root, we have the root chakra, the sacral chakra, solar plexus, heart chakra, throat chakra, third eye chakra, and crown chakra. Okay. Now, in the energetic body around our physical body, there are many more chakras. They say up to 108, if I'm not mistaken. But when you give Reiki, you work on the 7 specific chakras. In between them, there are meridians, which is energetic points between, but every chakra represents a different aspect of our mechanism. For example, the throat chakra is communication, the heart chakra is emotion, the solar plexus is the connection between above and below, and our emotional balance. Sacral chakra, connection, friendship, love. Root chakra, survival, passion, sex. It goes on and on. I'm really being, I can't speak of everything there is to speak about when it comes to Reiki. You go study it. There's a lot going on. Okay, we have green apple. And Chaos Cat. Oh, it's because you're a channel member. It got welcome seeker. Chaos Cat, you have your it's interesting. You have like a green box. Is that because you're a channel member? That's cool. Okay, so green apple, hi. Your date of birth is March 5th, 1976. Okay. Thank you for the super chat and the £4.49. Okay, so March 5th, 1976. Tisha Isabelle Schweissler, Richard Essential. So 355. Okay. So 355 and you total 213. And you're Pisces. Green apple, can you tell me your first name, please? Antonella, I love that. My favorite soap opera when I was a kid was an Argentinian soap opera called Antonella. with Andrea Del Boca. Now I remember the actress was Andrea Del Boca, and she played Antonella. That and Muñeca Brava, and Muñeca Brava with Natalia Oriero. I also really really love that. Magic hands. No, it's just I don't actually use the names. It's just for me to refer to the person. But wait, it's not Heather. So what's your name? Oh my God, I've been calling you Heather. Why did I thought you're Heather? What is your name? Age is right though. So what is it? If it's not Heather, then what is it? I'm so sorry. It's embarrassing. Holly. I remember the age though. Guys, I'll remember your numbers. I won't remember your name. What can I do? Sorry. Okay, Holly, my apologies. No one has a question for the cards? I don't think that ever happens to me. Okay. Let's continue having fun with the numbers. Okay, sorry, Antonella, you Piscean witch, 13, 355. You have interesting. Okay, Antonella, you need to study languages. If you don't already speak multiple languages, you need to speak multiple languages. It's very easy for you to learn languages. You'll tap into your past reincarnations by learning the languages of those reincarnations. It will bring forth the knowledge and the skill from those reincarnations. I've been calling Holly Heather this entire time, and she's a patron. It's a little embarrassing. I'm sorry, love. Age. Anywho, it's okay. I'm entitled to my stuff. Okay, Antonella. So study languages. Let me know if that resonates with you. Study languages because it will really help you tap into different lifetimes from different cultures. You'll also be and you study well from experiencing it, meaning talking the language, hearing the language, listen to songs in those languages, watch movies in those languages with English titles, subtitles. That way you can. That's how I studied English. By the way, English is not my native tongue. Hebrew is my native tongue. I was born and raised in Israel and the Belt Ivrit Shotef. Like English, I self-taught myself English by watching movies and hearing music and reading. Like I would read a book in English and I would have a English Hebrew dictionary next to it, and I would compare and learn. And I would watch movies in English with Hebrew subtitles, and I would constantly pause, say the sentences again that the actors say, and connect it like. That's true for you. Cool. So yeah, that's the way for you to learn language. Also, writing and poetry. Please study poetry. Buy a lot of books from a lot of poets from different cultures and just read them. That will trigger so much memory and so much talent and skill. And write it. If you want to write, if you have your own poem, write it down with your hands. And do like pretty handwriting, artistic. If there's a poem that you read and you love, write it down. Use your hands. Use paint. Use color. Be creative. Even frame it. Like really, because that is where your energy is. That is where your manifestation power is. That is where your power is. Charlie Spider seriously would have thought English was your first language. Well, it is not, but thank you for saying that. I practiced a lot. I also know Spanish, not as well as I speak Hebrew and English, but similarly, I just watched a lot of shows in Spanish, and I learned when I was a kid. So, Antonella, can you tell me if that strikes a chord for you? This is a year of a lot of changes as well, 2022. I don't know if you move or travel. Travel in general is very good for you. Yes, it does. Great. Like in 13th Warrior? Chaos Cat, what is 13th Warrior? Is that a movie or something? If it is, where can I watch it? It sounds interesting. Let's see if I missed any. Okay. I'm going to scroll up, see if I missed any spiritual question that applies for everyone. And if so, I will answer. And in the meantime, if you have another question, either for the tarot/channeling or, and I will go in depth for any specific question that you have, write it in the note in PayPal or Venmo, or birth date message, do it now. I'm just scrolling to see. Guys, if you asked a spiritual question and I skipped it, feel free to write it again so I don't have to scroll up and then. Mm-hmm. Okay, I don't want to go and read everything. Antonio Banderas is the 13th warrior. I love Antonio Banderas. He didn't speak their language, but he listened as they traveled and learned it. Yes, it's a movie. I am so going to watch the 13th Warrior with Antonio Banderas today. I'm going to order vegan pizza from my favorite pizza place. They make brilliant vegan pizza. It's like the best. It's just the best. It's just because I'm obsessed with pizza. I love pizza. I can eat pizza every day. But since I became vegan, it's very hard for me to find pizza because everybody, they just make it cheeseless. I'm like, what is wrong with you humans? Make pizza with vegan cheese. Duh. What? If you what? What's the big deal with using vegan cheese? Places are so weird. Missing out on my money. Seriously. Like just feed me with vegan pizza every day on that. And oh my god, this is my plan. This is my plan. I'm so happy. Okay. Well, maybe I'll go pick it up because it's not too far. Jessica Garcia, The 13th Warrior is an excellent movie. Great. I can't believe I'm not familiar with it. Why am I not familiar with a movie called 13th Warrior starring Antonio Banderas? Like what? That makes no sense. It sounds like such a movie that I probably would watch many times. Okay. Have I missed anything? Scrolling up. Okay, guys, let me know if any of you is planning on having another question. And if you don't want to purchase a question, you don't have to, my sweethearts. You can ask a spiritual question that you think other people might benefit from. Spiritual question, general question, psychological question, any question pretty much that isn't necessarily personal to you, but others can learn from. Above what, Holly? I've literally been calling you Heather for several lives now. Oh, palmistry. I've had two, but one was more about destiny and free will, including ancient gifts, which markings, etc. Anything on palms? Anything on palmistry? So I can give you from what I know. I'm not a palmistry expert, but I can just write what I know, tell you what I know, which is limited. So if you really want to know deeper about that, go learn it. Lines in your palms change over the years. So if you had a reading 10 years ago, go have a reading today because it will observe other, like let's say you changed your destiny somehow, like but jumped a timeline. Transmuted your karma and got into some form of dharma or worsened things and created extra karma. It will appear on your hands. So you can go have a reading for that. Something else there's something else I need to say about it. What is it? Palmistry. Oh, that sucks. Most of the palmistry readers today have no idea what they're doing. Shit, that sucks. Okay. So how can they be directed to someone who does know palmistry properly? What's the signs? How can they tell the difference? Word to mouth, that's always the best way. If someone recommends from experience. Okay, I'm picking up, there's specifically people who know acupuncture, but also read palmistry. So if you find someone that is a practitioner of acupuncture and they're also reading palm, that's a good sign. It means they're probably very good at reading palms. I don't know why. But it's a completely channeled message. It's not based in any specific experience of mine as Morgane. It's not based in intellectual, conclusion. It's just channeled. Okay. Chaos Cat, last time I had my palm read, I was told one hand said I was going to have a long and healthy life, and the other hand said I was already dead. Haven't had my palm read. Whoever made that reading was a fucking idiot. Excuse my language. I had my palms read once, many, many years ago. That's when I found out that I'm not actually right-handed. Now, I do write with my right hand, but apparently I'm also left-handed. And you can tell that in your palms. What happened, and then once I was told that, it actually triggered a memory. When I was a kid, it was at a time when teachers would try to teach children who would write on their left hand, force them to write on their right hand. Not force, I don't mean like violently or aggressively, but like influence them and insist on them training their right hand, because it was wrong to write with your left hand. It was based in ignorance. But what it did is, because apparently a teacher had me write with my right hand when I was physically inclined to do it with my left hand, I learned to write with my right hand. And since then I'm writing with my right hand. But I did notice, and it's true, like my left punch is very strong. When I used to play basketball, I used to throw with my left hand naturally. And I didn't even think of it. It wasn't like, I played basketball when I was a kid. So I don't know how to play basketball well. Please don't challenge me. But I used to play for fun. Never mind. I used to throw it like with the left hand, all kinds of things like that. And other motor skills I can do well with the left hand. So it explains it. But that's what I learned about myself, that I'm both apparently, but in different things. I still write with my right hand. Okay. Just Mira, hi, thank you. I'm new to your channel. Hello, welcome, new seeker. How many weeks should I wait to get my full subliminal results from my desired face, body, hair genetics? I'm manifesting, and I was said in reading I should start now. I have no idea what you just said. I'm very sorry. I'm going to try this again. My full subliminal results for my desired face, body, hair genetic. Girl, I understand face. I understand hair. I understand genetics. I understand subliminal. I don't understand how it all connects in the sentence. Now, if this is a private question, I think it is. It sounds like it is. It's not for free. Spiritual general questions are for free. If you want to ask a private question, it's through PayPal or Venmo. The information is in the description box, or one of my lovely moderators can explain it to you. However, it's important that I understand your question. I know what subliminal is, love. I see. Okay, you're trying to change something about your face, about hair on your face through subliminal. Okay. I understand your question now. I know the answer. But if you want to know the answer, you're going to have to do the PayPal Venmo thing. But fair warning, you're not going to like my answer. So if you prefer not to, I understand. Okay, it's not going to be an answer that, it's not a bad answer. It's a guiding answer, but I know it's not what you want to hear. Okay, sweetheart? Just Mila? And I'm not saying that it doesn't work in general, just something specifically with you. Okay? Okay. Anyone else has a spiritual question that applies for everyone that I will answer for free, or a personal question that you need to send $45 to PayPal if you want me to answer you? If you want to act like you don't understand, I'm not going to satisfy you. And if you truly don't understand, I don't know what to do. Chaos Cat, I don't know now, but I've just always been able to do it. Printing backwards take effort. Oh, okay. We're still talking about the palms. Black Lotus, I have a question. Can you guess someone's sign and heritage by interacting with them? I can guess someone's rising sign, right? Because people don't really behave, unless I know them very well, people don't really behave initially as their sun sign. They mostly present themselves as their rising sign. And because most people don't really know their rising sign, or that there's even a difference between sun and rising sign, unless they're in the astrology or occult community, if I was to guess someone's rising sign and I'd be correct, but it's not their sun sign, they'll be like, oh, you're wrong. So it's a kind of a tricky thing to do. Does that make sense? Holly, very cool. I've been told using your opposite hand helps balance left, right brain. Yes, it does. I'm going to share something with you guys. Speaking of left hand. So whether you're left-handed or not, although especially if you're right-handed, and this is something my first tarot teacher taught me, Sagi. So when you, and it's a shamanic energy work thing, the exercise. If you want to strengthen your right lobe, which is in control of your left body, by the way. Our right lobe rules our left part of the body. Our left lobe in the brain rules our right side of the body. And the right lobe is the intuition, the psychic, the dreams, the abstract, the artistry. So if you want to train that, you can train your left hand every day for 15 minutes or 10 minutes or 30 minutes by putting something really heavy and uncomfortable on it, like a heavy bracelet, a big ring that you constantly have to fix, something that, and do it systematically, like every day for a specific time frame, let's say 15 minutes a day, and it will trigger your right lobe. Hi, Gabby, welcome. Okay. Guys, if no one else has any personal questions or date of birth messages for a super chat, or a spiritual question, we could call it off. I'm scrolling up. So I'm going to give it about a minute to see if someone wants to have a message for their date of birth or not, or a question for the tarot. I'll pull 3 cards for personal readings. I really enjoyed, regardless, I love doing cards, but I also really, really enjoyed doing these birthday readings. So in the meantime, I'm going to tell you things you need to know. So there are in-depth love readings by the zodiac sign, where we go into you by the sign and your person of interest. So it applies for cross watchers too. Each of you, how you behave, your tendencies, your dynamic, how it integrates together, and also how things unfold throughout the next month. Holly, I'll get to you again in a second. Thank you so much for the $5. I'll just finish up saying what I started saying. So how things will unfold throughout the next month. I'm recording this reading in July, so specifically I'm talking about July right now, although it's something that I do every month. And they're all available both on Vimeo and on Patreon. On Patreon, you have them for unlimited streaming, all the signs for present day and past. You can go back in time and see readings from the past, and that's on top of all the other VIP content, rune messages, animal spirit, all the karmic shift and liberation that I mentioned earlier. And being a part of the community. Also, patrons receive 20% off of personal readings. So as a patron, all you have to do is write me on Patreon a message, and then I'll generate a discount code for you. They are also, those love readings are also available on Vimeo already for July. I know I didn't do the general readings, but the love readings, in-depth ones, are there. And you can separate them. You can purchase them separately by your sign. I also made them half price as a way of partaking in the collective effort because of the crazy financial challenges that we're undergoing right now as a society with the inflation and everything. I know a lot of people are struggling. So I hope this helps, and it will stay that way as long as I feel it's necessary. So take advantage of the opportunity. Tarot Masterclass Bunkai. If you want to study tarot, check out my Tarot Masterclass Bunkai. It's on Vimeo. Link also is below. It's 90 pre-recorded classes that I created. There's one class for each tarot card, and of course there's extra classes to connect all the dots and for all the other aspects of the tarot. It's for beginners through masters. I take you from beginning through to mastery, so it doesn't matter on which step of the journey you're on with your tarot journey and with being a tarotchi. I start from the beginning. I set very strong foundations, and I build up on it to become really good at what you do. And you'll be going through a spiritual journey with me simultaneously to that. So it's very empowering and teaching about energy work and spirituality as well. Yes, Gabby, you may. If you want to ask a spiritual question, you absolutely may, but it needs to apply to the collective. Just write those down. Just write them down. But Holly, I'll be right with you with your super chat. What else? Is that it? I think so. I'll let you know if I think of anything else. If you want to support as a channel member, it's $1.99 a month. You can cancel at any time. It's simple reciprocity for all the content that I post here on YouTube. Be sure to press the bell button. Even if you're already subscribed, press the bell button to receive notifications. And this is not something that everybody knows. You have to have, if you actually want to receive the notification, you need to have your settings on notifications from YouTube in your settings on. Because if you press the bell buttons, but your settings are off for notifications in general, you're not going to get them. Okay, so bell button, subscriptions, like all the videos. Thank you. I think that's it. Okay, so let's go to Holly. Good night, Helen. Take a look at the karmic shift. Great. Well, Saturn in the 12th house. Well, I told you your life is super karma. But you can change it by truth. Truth, 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 right? Good luck and thank you for being here. Okay. So, Holly, thank you for the $5 super chat. September 24, 1971. You're a Libra. Let me write it down. 9, 6. 18. 969. Love it. Okay. Holly, your manifestation power comes through visual. I don't know if you're artistic. Oh, sorry. I don't know if you're crafty or artistic, if you paint, if you sketch. Paint the image of the thing that you want. Okay? It's not you. Why didn't you tell me? So whoever this is, Holly, whoever this person is, they have manifestation powers through, oh, right, we gave you a reading already, someone else. They have manifestation powers through painting. They need to paint or sketch. They don't have to be Da Vinci. Okay, they don't have to be Da Vinci. It could be like a basic skill, although I think they're very artistic. They're a Libra, they sum to 6, 15. They have a lot of magic in creation. Or if whatever they prefer, if they like to sculpture, but something with the hand that has a visual result. They can literally create things. And then once they have that thing, putting intent into it every day. Looking at it, imagining that you're in the painting, they imagining that they're in the painting, living it, or they're with the sculpture, whatever it is that they want. Yeah, that's very interesting. I love that. And after they initiate the energy of manifesting and creating something through creation, like painting, sculpturing, etc., maybe building like a doll. I don't know what they do, but they're crafty. After that, after setting and infusing it with a lot of intent on a regular basis, then she or he needs to start speaking to it and verbally say the thing. Let them try this for the fun of it. I bet you they can create something out of nothing like that. It's not a fast process, but the more they do it, the faster it will be with time. That's very cool. That's very cool. Okay. Gabby, did you ask your spiritual question? I didn't see any. Hello, Momos. I didn't get a specific question from you for the collective. Okay. I know what they do already, kind of, and what they should, but I only could guess. Oh, this was a spying? Guys, before you ask me about someone else that you're not really involved with, you got to let me know. I don't like going into other people's energy unless there's like a good reason. I don't like doing that. It's not within my moral construct. I like people's permission, or if there's a good reason. No worries. Okay. All right, guys. I guess this is it. Thank you so much for all your date of birth questions, for your trust. This was fun. I really enjoyed the energy in the room today. I'm going to do this again, maybe next week. Be sure to have the bell button pressed so you get notified. And that's it. I love you all. I appreciate it. No worries. Holly, it's all good. All good. Good night, everyone. Have fun. I'm going to watch my movie and eat pizza.